Natty, welcome to the podcast.
Good morning.
I love it. It's like afternoon for me, morning for you, all the time zones, all the things. I'm so excited to talk to you. Like, literally, I was just doing your intro and I was saying how I had multiple people recommend you to my podcast. And I was like, I have to have you on because you swear like a sailor like me. You are just so incredibly my type of gal. And so before we sort of jump into all the things I want to talk to you about, because there are so many things I want to pick your brain about, can you just let everyone know who you are and what you do?
So I'm Natty Beats. The reason I'm called Natty Beats, funny sidebar, is because I used to be a rapper and that was my rap name, and now it's my name for all the things. Yeah. So it's
I
not my
love that.
So currently, I say currently because we're ever evolving, right? I am a psychic development expert. So my innate gift is basically helping activate people's psychic abilities and teach them to use them, their healing abilities. Mostly it's me just pointing out that they already have them and they just haven't been in a safe enough space to sort of let them out. Most people come to me and have a session and they're like, oh my God, I didn't know I was psychic. And I'm like, no shit, Sherlock, right? I
Yes.
also have a best-selling book on Amazon, so I'm a published author, woo, which is like for
Yes.
someone with ADHD, finishing a book is a huge fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I also do some business coaching, and I'm a trance channel for multidimensional beings, mostly dragons. So there's always a lot of dragons around when I'm here.
I love that. I have never had anyone on the podcast that channels dragons. I need to know about this. I'm just fucking off my questions for a minute. Let's talk all things dragons. How did this even come to be? Like, how did you know you were channeling them? Do you call them in? What's the vibe?
So, dragons, I'll be honest, right? I'm the world's most skeptical psychic. My abilities only opened up 5 years ago, the ones that I know about. And I still don't believe in something unless I've experienced it like myself, right? So I say the same to other people. I wouldn't want to put my beliefs on other people. So anyone listening to this, just take what resonates, discard it if I sound nuts. It's not for you, no worries. But in 2020, about 6 months after my awakening, I had a session with one of my mentors, Wolfgang, who like guides you into a psychic state, a safe space, and then basically asks your higher self questions, which is now what I do. And I had a past life, and this dragon came through. And I was like, oh, I opened my eyes, like, what the fuck? Dragons aren't a thing. He was like, yes, 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 dragons are real. And I was like, what? I closed my eyes again. I only got used to extraterrestrials being real because I'd started communicating with them maybe a month before and been like, this is too much for me. And then fucking dragons. I'm like, are we in a Harry Potter movie? I can't cope with this. It's all a bit much. But the feeling that it gives you in your body, like it's undeniable. And then when things happen in your external reality to disqualify it, I mean, you know what it's like. It's like it gets to the point where you just can't deny that this is your reality, and then other people start talking about the same things. So I had a dragon come through, because it peaked me out and my brain wasn't quite ready. It disappeared again for probably another 6 months. And then this dragon came through during a client session in which I was helping them. I do really deep client sessions, by the way. So take this with a pinch of salt. I was helping them retrieve blackened soul fragments. So basically pieces of their soul that had gone dark and died from the 15th dimension that were held by a demon. And I wasn't allowed to go in there. My guide shouted, no, not safe. And I was like, well, what do? I can't leave this client with this open. And she said that it was too much for her to do. I was like, I was like, oh, please, like, calm myself down as I always do. He was like, right, bring in the safest guide to work with. And this massive red and blue dragon came in called Ethrador, who I still work with. And he swooped in and he went and got the soul pieces. And underneath the soul pieces, there was dragon eggs. And I cannot tell you the emotion that came through me. It was like someone had stolen my baby and I'd forgot and I just found it. And my whole body, I was like sweating a little and I was crying. And I was like, oh my God, the dragon eggs were trapped too. And he saved the dragon eggs. And it was really intense. And again, after that session, didn't have any dragons for about 3 months again because my human brain tried to get in the way and go, well, you're fucking nuts, mate. You're absolutely
Mm.
nuts talking to dragons. And then they started coming through. regular sessions. And 2022, they came through and said, where's our Oracle deck and book? And I was like, what you on about, mate? They guided me into a 3-bed, 2-bath house with a private lake for £50 a night instead of £300 a night, because they kept telling me not to book Airbnb. All I could afford was a caravan. They kept saying no, 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 until the last day. I found this massive house and they said, there you go. We've given you lakes to refresh your energy, sheep and horses to ground you, woods to walk in. It was all private, and a massive house that has bad internet. Channel the Oracle deck. And I did it in 10 days, a 40-card Oracle deck, like 13,000 words, and got wiped out with the worst fucking channeling flu I've ever had. And was like, don't ever do that to me again. But
Oh
the
my
deck was
God.
gone. The book not out yet, but yeah. And that was the start of my relationship. Dragon energy is quite challenging. I also got kidney stones.
Oh my God. What? This is madness. This is like unlike anything like I've ever heard before. I love this shit. It's so cool. And I love also that they delivered this environment for you that allowed you to do what you needed to do. Like how much is that like manifestation at its finest, like divine timing?
Insane. And a lesson in listening to my guides, right? Because I have not listened to them before, because I've been like, no, that makes no logical sense. And I was like in Cornwall by myself with no money. I knew I had to stay there, and I could not afford. It was high season. It was like beginning of high season. Everywhere was booked. And then the morning I woke up and had to leave. The caravan was gone. I started panicking. They said, look again. I redid the search, and this fucking house came up. Someone had dropped out that day. So it was, yeah, £50 a night instead of £300 a night, and I got to stay there for a week.
Oh my
I've
God.
done a whole month there, so I'm in contact with the owners now. So it was like I got gifted this house to go and hang out in. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's brilliant, amazing, so cool. And I'm so happy for you that you were able to channel all of that and the Oracle deck and even the book, all the things. Like you were going places, girl. And I want to go back to how it all began, though. So, but you haven't always had sunshine and rainbows and houses landing in your lap. Like you have been through a lot. You've had chronic fatigue, depression years ago, and you've shared a bit of that story like publicly. What do you feel sparked that chapter in your life? Like, how did you come to be that way? What was going on for you around that time?
So when I was 25, I sold everything I owned and bought a one-way ticket to LA. Because when I was 23, 24, I joined a supplement company and got really healthy because I was worried I was going to die, because I was taking too many drugs and alcohol. And I was in and out of hospital for 4 years. And I got like really healthy, and my external environment didn't fit me. And I was all pepped up on Tony Robbins and Les Brown saying, yes, you can. So I fucking sold everything I owned, bought a one-way ticket to LA, decided I was going to save the world. Went out there, wanted to set up a charity to help kids get out of gangs and into music, because I was in the music industry back then. And basically, my business partner turned out to be a con man. So I spent 18 months there, believing I was building this multi-million-dollar corporation to put on concerts, that I was going to use the money to help these kids and I was going to change the world. And yeah, no, I basically found out who's a con man, signed over my company, left in 2 weeks later, left like my apartment in the fucking Venice canals, I tell you. Oh my God. All the stuff I owned, I put in an alleyway. Left the boyfriend at the time that I had, the guy that I was dating, that was like probably at that time, he was the healthiest connection I'd ever had. And I was like, oh, no. Moved back. And then, yeah, 8 months of solid depression. I was at my mum, moved back in with my mum at the age of, had my 30th birthday. Obviously, all the shit that, like, society programs you with at 30, you're not married and you don't have a house. I sold my apartment to go to LA. So yeah, that's how I entered it. Thankfully, in LA, I also discovered calisthenics, which is kind of like street gymnastics. I became a calisthenics athlete. So throughout the 8 months, I was still training, but that was all, like I would go to the gym for an hour and then I'd go back to bed. And that was all I could do. The thing that pulled me out of it was I trained in NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, very similar to hypnosis. I had an amazing mentor that mentored me for free, shout out Tracy, she's a fucking legend. And she had like a master's in all these different like psychology and hypnosis, and she trained me a good one. I did a like Mickey Mouse online course to get the certificate, if I'm honest, but she trained me up. And little did I know the things that she was training me and the way that she was guiding me. Like I thought I was doing a parts integration, and years later I found out that I was actually doing shamanic soul retrieval. Because I was using my intuition and the client's intuition, right? So a lot of how I guide people now is similar to the framework that I learned in NLP. But that started pulling me out of it. And then what actually clicked me out of the chronic fatigue. So I managed to like move myself into an apartment, built a couple of, I had like, I think 3 or 4 businesses on the go then to pay my rent. Never had a full-time job, absolutely fucked that up the arse. I always ran my own businesses. And I had a healing session with a lady called Linda Thursby, who does body talk. And I'd never experienced anything like it. This was literally my gateway into spirituality. She asked my body a bunch of questions, and she said that I had energy stuck in me from 6 years previous, which was a horrible ex-boyfriend, and that my brain and my emotions and everything's moved on, but the energy was still in my blood. And that was what was causing chronic fatigue. This lady tapped me and it fucking went. Literally,
No.
45-minute session, 2 years. So the chronic fatigue was 2 years because it was while I was in LA as well. And I didn't realize that I was probably depressed in LA. But obviously when I came back, I was like, yeah, this is depression. I can't move. But yeah, 2 years of chronic fatigue, doing all of the health stuff and all of the brain stuff and all of the good things. And this lady got me in for 45 minutes and told me a bunch of stuff in my body and then tapped me and it left. And I was like, oh my God, this lady's a sorceress.
Oh my
This
God. Oh my God. We need someone to come over here and tap me. Like, I,
yeah.
I need to be healed and tapped. And oh my God. Anyone out there who wants a good tapping, let you know.
Wait, so her nickname that we called her, that she obviously was delighted with, we'd go to these like women in business networking meetings and I'd always see her. Me and my friend nicknamed her the soul fingerer. She does once she gets in and like fingers your soul, and then you leave and you're like, I feel amazing. What did you do?
I just got fingered.
Yeah, literally, my soul just, oh, we need a button. My soul just got fingered.
God, I can't. Oh my God. It's so funny because I do the intro to my podcast after I've spoken to someone, but for some reason I decided to do yours before. And one of the things I said was, I hope you guys laugh as much as we do. And I was preempting because you're fucking funny and this is funny shit. So I love that. I must have been tapping in psychically to our energy. So good. Oh my God, I need to talk to you about this. So I've been waiting to get another psychic on the podcast to talk about unsolicited psychic advice. You know, people that just come up to you and start telling you all about you and what you should do and all this shit, or they're like, "Oh, I'm channeling this person for you," blah blah blah. What do you think about all that? Just people coming up to people and just laying it on.
The biggest fucking red flag in the world. And something that any of my clients that come into my space, if they don't have very good psychic boundaries, I will very gently tell them, like, oh, by the way, a spirit guide came through the other day and brought you this message. I'm like, no, they fucking didn't, because I didn't give you permission to tap into my energy field. So you can't bring anything through for me because you literally don't have permission. So whatever you're channeling, you want to qualify that they're the real shit that you're channeling, or whether you're projecting or where it's coming from. Most of the stuff that I teach, especially at the beginning, is psychic safety. So teaching people how to qualify that a spirit guide you're talking to is real. All you do, imagine shining a violet light on it. If it squirms, if it looks uncomfortable, it's an overlay or something sabotaging you, ask for it to be cleared, call it in again, right? And if any messages ever come through that put you in a sense of urgency or emergency, that is nothing fucking good. You're probably channeling from the densest timeline that your little brain can grab hold of. Close that shit down, say thank you, bye, go and do some more psychic development and some more healing.
Mm-hmm.
Ask for the true organic. There's lots of things you can say with your voice, right? True organic representation. Before this session, brilliant, this podcast, I tapped in and said, make sure that the only information that comes through me is 100% true, organic, and safe for everyone to hear. There's a lot of shit out there. We need to be mindful of it. But yeah, people coming up, unsolicited psychic advice, I as soon as people say, "Oh, I met someone in the supermarket and they came up," and I'm like, "No," and they're like, "Yeah, but it sounded," and I'm like, "No, no, just no,
I
don't
know.
put me forward."
I know. I literally just watched someone like 2 hours ago on their Instagram stories saying that they went somewhere and some psychic came up to her and was talking about all these things, saying, I need to do a reading for you. I'm feeling an urgent need and all this stuff. And she was like, oh, yeah, like, okay. And her friend was standing there and she was like, the thing she said, she goes, some of it was like pretty spot on, but she's like, it was still a bit weird. I'm like, yeah, but you're not in the mental space if you're just in some random environment with all these other people walking past and shit. Like, that cannot be like channeled, intentional healing in that moment. That is just somebody trying to whip their dick out to say I'm psychic and wanting to get someone to tell them, yeah, you are. Like,
Yeah. So I think the other element of it as well is that so many people are popping open psychic abilities at the moment on the planet, and that some of it is probably coming from a good place, but it's coming from a place of, I have this ability, I want to help in the world, and I don't fucking know how.
yeah,
So I'm just gonna go up to random people and say, "Your grandma's here." Like,
yeah.
no, she's fucking hot. She would bitch slap you for talking to her. Literally.
I know. You have to learn that. It's a hard lesson to learn, like at the start, because you're picking up on all the things and you don't know what to do with it. You have no boundaries in place. So a lot of the time, people probably feel inclined to do it, but just guys, don't. Don't do it. It is not a thing. Even when I've had times where I've been getting a massage and all of a sudden, I'm feeling things from the chick who's giving me the massage. I'm like, oh, there's somebody here. Something's happening. Because I always get into that like meditative state when I'm doing anything relaxing. So I have to be really careful. I even said to her, do you believe in this? Do you want me to tell you something that I've just experienced or not? And she was like, no, I'm totally into it. What the hell just happened? And then I told her, but I got the permission first to share. That's the thing. You can't just go up and smack it on someone. Like that's not a thing. I've even heard people like my wife's sister, she had someone come up to her and go, oh my god, there's this like Italian lady around you and she's like screaming at you and she's like running around with you and all this stuff, and she's like, oh my god, that must be my grandma, like her nonina. And but she freaked her out. She's like, oh my god, she's here, she's around me, and she's like super scared about it. So she's like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? She's following me around, is she seeing everything? And I'm like, you can really freak people out if they're like not into it.
Yeah, especially so when I think something that's really important with receiving psychic information is they're in the right vibration. So
Mm.
when I rarely do psychic readings, I normally guide people in because I'm trying to get them to connect, right?
Yeah.
But I still get people to, I set the space, I set whatever we're talking, I might get them to ground themselves, take a couple of breaths so that they're in that vibration, because even me, when my vibration is lowered, like this is why I'm moving from where I am at the moment, I come back here and it's like leaving Neverland. I start to doubt my own psychic abilities, my own experiences. And I've had times where, I mean, I only drink alcohol 3 or 4 times a year, but if someone tries to talk to me about psychic shit when I am on a hangover or I've had a couple of beers, I'm like, I'm not in the space. It sounds so ridiculous. Like they start asking me about my work, and then I sit there thinking, God, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, is that real? Am I mentally ill? Honestly, it's like your brain, it's like you just can't receive it when you're not in the right vibration. So yeah,
Yeah.
coming up to someone in the supermarket or in the street or whatever, oh, just don't.
Yeah,
You have
I'm
to.
not about it. It's not a thing, guys. We don't do that here. It's not what's happening. Oh my gosh. Okay, actually, I want to talk about like I guess this ascension energy. So intense ascension. Like I've been like looking at all your Instagram reels, all the things. What is ascension to anyone who is new to this? And why are these symptoms so heavy right now? Why are we all feeling like this?
So, want to preface this by saying, please don't worry about all the terminology. Anyone listening to this, like the term ascension, and please don't think that you need to understand all this shit with your human brain, because we cannot. We cannot understand or explain multidimensionality. There's a lot of people out there who like to elevate their status by fucking trying and making up a load of wanky words, and like that, great, good for them, crack on. The whole point is that we are here to experience these things, right? We're here to experience multidimensionality, not try and learn about all the different vibrations and dimensions in your body and tie yourself in knots, that in itself takes you out of the process of being in it. So I just want to say that it's something that even though I do use a lot of the terminology, I try so hard to not be a wafty wanky one of them. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Out there. So the way that I see ascension is it's simply that us and the earth are moving from a lower vibration to a higher vibration. So I remember, I think back in 2020, after my little awakening, after God ripped me a new one, I basically remember reading in a book, because I thought I should get spiritual books. I always read like the first 2 pages and was like, no, I don't want to read someone else's opinion. I want to channel it. But it said something about the earth losing like 80% of its vibration over however many 100 years, and that now the vibration was starting to go up again. And I was like, oh my God, no wonder we've had all of the wars and all of the conflict and everyone being ill, because if you're that low vibrational, right, you're going to have all this. Now, my personal experience of it, because I always need to talk from a place of experience, is that what my guide showed me, which is a great analogy, is that the earth right now is going through a vibrational shift. So we can see that with the Schumann resonance that is being measured. I don't fully understand what the Schumann resonance is, by the way, so please don't message me asking questions about it. I just know it measures the vibration basically of the earth, and it's having spikes at the moment. There's also a shit ton of solar flares happening. So we are getting blasted, our human bodies are getting blasted with light, both from the earth and from the sun, right? What happens is it's like shining a light on all the dark shit you're carrying. So as it lifts your vibration, it gives you a wider bandwidth. And not only can you feel the good things, you can feel all of this dark shit that you didn't know was there. Now, all the dark shit is all the density you're carrying, all of the trauma, all of the past life baggage, all of the entities and attachments that you've accumulated over your lifetime, past lifetimes. And as you sort of sense it, you feel it, right? So as you're releasing it, it might be something that happened to you as a kid that you've dealt with in 10 million healing sessions in a therapy session, but there's still a little bit of density in your body. And as it comes up, it's like PTSD. You experience it as if it's happening again, right? So also with the headaches and stomach aches and all of that, anxiety, it's all just dense energy leaving the body. It's all a positive thing. One of the things I've been saying recently is that I've discovered that we need to stop surrendering so much to the ascension symptoms, because I spent like 5 years, like a lot on the sofa. Now I've been barreling through psychic awakening. If you do any sort of psychic activation, you want to bring your abilities online, you have to do deep healing. You are going to go through purging and ascension symptoms, whatever. But it's really important that you don't stop living your life, because I was a little bit guilty of that. And I've realized that actually, if I book shit in, my ascension symptoms, for the most part, I'm going to say for the most part, because sometimes, you do just need to sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
Let it move. But for the most part, we've all got ascension symptoms every fucking day, and it's not going to slow down. I'm sorry to say, we are in this bitch for the long run. So please crack on with your life, move forward, go and book in a concert or a festival or whatever, and just trust that when you get there, you'll feel all right. And if you don't, the worst thing that happens is you can go home. But I feel like too many people have just completely stopped living their life because like, oh, ascension symptoms, and they believe that they should just, stick to the sofa, me included, like at a time.
Yeah. And you know what? It's so true. It's funny because lately I've been battling this like headaches, feeling shit. 1 minute I'm really good. And then the next minute I'm like, oh my God, I just want to cancel life. I'm like, la la la. And then I even said to Jade last night, I'm like, I don't think I can do today. I'm like, I can't do tomorrow. I'm like, I'm just not going to do it at all. I'm just going to cancel it and be done with it. And she's like, nah, you'll be fine. And I'm like, oh. And literally like an hour later, I was fine. And I kept going. But it's like my brain is taking me to these dark places where I'm like, just cancel life. Like I can't even cope.
Oi, it's Jade. This is your reminder to go across the Lime Glow and buy one of our candles, you sucker.
But I do want to switch gears because I want to talk about like cord cutting and entity removal and how you can know if something's attached to you and what steps you would tell people to clear it.
Okay, so again, gonna have a preface on this. There's a lot of misinformation, misunderstanding about, I mean, as with everything, most of what I do is cutting through the bullshit, right? Because dear God, some people send me some stupid questions and I'm like, where did you see that? Stop reading the internet, please. So a lot of people think that they are under constant fucking psychic attack because they have all these entities and attachments. Yes, it is a form of psychic attack, but most of it is happening in other timelines. So time exists all at once. Not going to go into that too much. And again, we don't need to tangle our brain up in it. But when we are multidimensional beings, we can feel and experience all timelines at once. Timelines is just the word for future lives and past lives. In our past lives, you would have been raped and murdered and tortured and all of these horrible things, right? Those of you that are magic, that are psychic, that are healers, even those of you that are neurodivergent, because that's just a human fucking label for people that are magic and you haven't yet discovered your gifts, you will have been specifically attacked in loads of past lives to stop your abilities coming through, right? And what this does is it brings through baggage into this life in the form of entities and attachments. Now, these things can be all sorts of like cords, hooks, anything attached to your energy field. And when you go through ascension, when your body shifts vibrations, right? Even if you're doing just healing work on yourself, once you heal through a layer of bullshit, all of these entities and attachments come up to the surface. Now, most of them do clear on their own, right? It's part of transmuting them. But we're in a time right now where karma is pretty much null and void. You can go into any of your past lives and clear it in a fucking instant. And I do mean any of you. You don't need like to train for 20 years with a shaman to do this shit anymore. You can just do it yourself. Now you can clear all of these entities and attachments. I do like these blanket clearance on TikTok, and they go absolutely viral because people literally are commenting and thing being like, oh my God, I just felt something pulled out of my arm. I can't stop coughing. My ear's ringing, this, that, this. And I'm like, this is amazing. This is like a 7-minute video I put out. This is fucking epic. And it's not because I'm all fucking powerful. It's because I work with some bloody powerful energies and I have a good psychic connection. So when I call, they listen, right? So if you want to remove attachments, if you want to know how they're attached to you, first of all, they are. Basically, we all have entities and attachments all of the time. It's not anything you need to be scared of. And if it's not something that's bothering you, it's probably shit you've had for ages, right? You will know when something comes up to the surface to clear, because you will start feeling, you might feel like you've got something attached to you, like, you know, that feeling when someone walks over your grave, that weird tingly feeling. That can be when you've got something new attached to you in this life, as in when you've picked up a spirit or a cord or a bug or something off someone else. So that's kind of something new, or when your energy field is being attacked in this life and you just need to ask for it to be cleared. Those of you who have things coming up from past lives, and a lot of these can be spirits as well, spirits of you in a past life, it's going to feel like you have intrusive thoughts. I was going to say, actually, when you were just saying about that, I thought the other day,
Yes.
I was thinking, I wonder if you've got some past life stuff coming up.
I reckon I must, because it doesn't feel like me. I'm just thinking, oh, wouldn't it be nice if that happened? Why? Maybe let's just cancel things. Like, that's not me. There's something going on.
Spirits, or so I think with you it's probably soul fragment is what is coming through intuitively without tapping in. When you were talking, it's like, oh, that's a little unhealed soul fragment that needs to either come back or be liberated with love. So we can also have unhealed soul fragments, again, from past lives. All of these things, it's like you're standing in a crowded room, right? And all of these things are saying negative shit and ruling your life. And actually, you in the middle have completely sound mind. You have positive beliefs, good behaviors, all of that. But because you're dragging around all these entities and attachments that are anchoring in addictions and bad behaviors and that compulsion to keep running back to your horrible fucking ex, until you clear them, you're not going to clear those things. I've had the most insane things happen before, where I've had like some crazy compulsions or really intrusive thought, like really hating on myself. And I've been like, right, I've got something, I need to clear it. I clear it and it's like, poof, gone. I'm like, mate, the amount of people that are out there still paying like therapists £200 an hour for their weekly session 10 years later, and all they're doing is the therapist is essentially interviewing the unhealed soul fragment that they could probably clear in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not encouraging spiritual bypassing, because you still need to do the work.
Yeah.
But if shit is on the surface, it's because you've done the work and it's ready to be cleared.
Yes. I love
Yeah.
that. I need one of those poof moments where
Yeah.
it all just goes poof, clear.
So to clear them, all you need to do, call in your protection. I use Archangel Michael and the dragons. Ask that your space is completely protected. I breathe in and out energy of the earth to connect with Mother Earth. I also pull in energy through my crown chakra with Milky Way galaxy. So you're pulling energy from both ends into the heart. Keep doing this until you feel in a higher vibration. And then you're just going to call in your higher self and your guides. If you don't know who your guides are, you can just say the highest guides that love me unconditionally and that are approved by my higher self. And then when they come in, you can just say, please find, remove, and clear any attachments that I'm carrying that are ready to leave, and apply this throughout all space and time. So be it. There is more in-depth ones of that on my social media and stuff, but honestly, just doing that, you will find that your energy shifts, especially if you have something specific, like you've picked something up, then you use that and just ask it to go. Sometimes you will need someone to hold space for you, so go get like a psychic friend or whatever. Again, they don't need to be a trained healer. It is literally just a thing of having someone else in the room. Protect both your spaces, have them just sit and hold loving space for you and send good energy to you while you then go in and clear it. I often book sessions with like my psychic friends or my mentor or whatever, because there's a lot of shit that we can't see by ourselves, right? We just need someone loving presence and boosting the channels.
Yeah, definitely. I love that too, because it makes it so doable. And, you guys, you're seeing that I'm not fucking perfect either. I have bullshit going on in my head and my life. So very relatable right here. So anyway, that's what we do. We talk the truth. Okay, I want to talk about quantum leaping, because it's a whole big buzz word kind of thing, the quantum leap energy. I want you to break it down for us. Like, what is this shit? And how can we get a piece of that?
Okay, so when you put this question on there, can you explain quantum leaping? I buzzed through the questions. I don't I just look at them. I like to just answer things on the spot because it's much better. But for that one, can you tell me what quantum leaping is? And I sat there and went, no, I fucking can't. I can and I will, but I don't usually use the word quantum, right? Because again, it's become one of those wanky buzzwords. Everyone and their fucking cousin is a quantum healer. I'm like, mate, yeah, but are you really in the quantum field? Or did you do a fucking little course with Betty down the road for $100 and get yourself a certificate? And now you're going out just trying to soul finger people that you have no business, right? Drives me insane. Same with all the people that are going and doing, like, I'm a shamanic healer. I'm like, you've learned how to do guided meditations. You can't move into other dimensions. So no, I'm sorry, but you're not a shaman. Again, these things drive me insane. So quantum leaping, I'm going to change the wording of it to something that I feel more comfortable with. It's basically a timeline jump. Okay. So the reason that I've been using quantum leap terminology, and I'm just doing this like quantum leap month, is because that's how it came through to me for my own journey. So I'm like, oh, I'm quantum leaping. Usually I just call it a timeline jump. So if you imagine that you have an infinite number of life paths that you can take that are called timelines, and you're on one right now, you have an infinite number of potential future timelines that you could take that have you doing all manner of amazing things. Now, when you work on your psychic abilities and your spiritual connection, you can mindfully literally jump from one timeline to another. And what this does is it literally puts you in an entirely new experience. Now, it doesn't happen, well, sometimes it happens instantly in your external reality. It depends on where you are with your karmic baggage. So again, it's all interlinked, right? Clearing entities and attachments, because you ain't going to timeline jump onto your highest timeline and land that thing on TV or your dream house if you've got like 10 past life spirits dragging you back. So make sure to do your clearings. But you can jump onto a new timeline and it changes. It's like within you, in the meditation that you do, it changes you into that future person. So you embody that energy, right? So the way that I do timeline jumping, you can jump from one timeline to another, or you can do something that's called jumping through timelines that my guide showed me I was doing in 2022. I kept passing out in meditations, but it was like I was paralyzed and I was asleep but awake. It was like I was in the case of my body, but completely still. And it would literally feel like 10 minutes, and the hour meditation would finish, and it felt like my spirit had come back in my body. A couple of times I thought I'd stopped breathing because my chest did this weird rattle as it come back to life. And I opened my eyes. Always my mouth is so dry, my tongue stuck on the roof of my mouth, and it's been an hour. And it literally felt like under 10 minutes. It's the most crazy thing. I was like, what the fuck happened? And it kept happening. So I asked, they said, I'm jumping through a timeline. So essentially, I kept jumping forward into a future version of myself, right? And then bringing this energy back into my body. So it's like go into a future time, that timeline, and you bring it back into your body. And what this does, because you are integrating it in the body, which is really fucking important to do with any spiritual work, it then starts changing things around you because you're already that person. Now, I know that sounds a little bit complicated, so I'm going to give a really simplified version that you can do if you're not yet psychic or don't understand how to use your psychic abilities in that way. You can literally just think about the thing that you want. So there's a bit of an NLP technique as well. Think about like the house that you want or the job that you're moving towards or whatever. Put yourself in it. So close your eyes and imagine yourself in it. If you can visualize things in your head, great. Put the image of what it looks like around you and fine tune that shit. So I want you to turn the color up, make it sound, make it a movie, step into it. Make sure you're not disassociated, right? Make sure you're not looking at it on a screen. Step into it. Feel the energy of it, and then turn that excitement energy all the way up to a 10. So you can imagine you've got a dial, you turn it up, turn it up, turn it up until you feel like you are literally vibrating with the experience. Those of you who have that thing where you can't visualize, which a lot of my clients can't, they're feelers, get the feeling in your body. So imagine that you are in that position and imagine how it feels in your body, right? How proud of yourself are you? What's your relationships with your family and your friends like now? What amazing things can you do for yourself? Think about that again until you can get the vibration in your body. It's really, really important that you embody the energy, and we're not just doing it in the ethers, because then it's just going to stay in the ethers. So embody it, bring it back into your body. And then the really important part, because we don't just sit on a cloud meditating like a hippie and think things are going to be handed to us, is you take fucking tangible action. You get the fuck up and you work towards whatever the fuck you want every single day, right? And you can do it every single day. Even if you are absolutely exhausted, send one email, right? Listen to one podcast that's going to help you. Listen to this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Look up a positive quote, put it on your wall, just all these little things that are going to help you get there. And that's the more, I guess, the more 3D version of doing it.
Yeah.
You can learn how to do the psychic way. Yeah, it's very fun.
I love that. It's so good. Okay, I have one final topic for you. I have to talk about it. Let's talk about one of your favorite topics, ghost hunting. What is your perspective on this?
Double middle finger instantly. I literally, so ghosts, spirits are human fucking beings, right? These people who go out ghost hunting, unless they are liberating the spirits from where they are and helping them pass over, it is like a human fucking zoo. It's like you are going to watch a human in pain, likely stuck in a trauma. My arms are going all buzzy as I'm talking about this, likely stuck in a fucking trauma loop that has no idea what is going on, right? And you are filming this for fucking entertainment purposes, for likes and views. It's fucking barbaric. I absolutely hate it. I have literally, in one of my many pads of things that I want to do, I literally want to go on ghost hunting TV shows and teach them how to ascend spirits. I'm like, great. Do you know what? I've got nothing against TV proving that things exist. That's one of the things that I want to do in the future. I'm like, great. People believe what they experience and what they see, right? I think that's great. Do not leave that spirit in that house. Oh, if this is a famous haunted mansion, I'm like, how many ghost hunters have been in there? How many so-called fucking psychics have gone in there and they've left that spirit in there? No one sat down and been like, I am so sorry that you got stuck here. It's going to make me emotional. I am so sorry that you got stuck here. Like, angelic ascension team, please help them pass over and spend some fucking time. See where they're stuck. See what they need. Send it to them. Ask your guides. to take them over, right? It really, when you know how to do it, I can ascend most spirits in under 5 minutes. Like, and that's not again because I'm all special and magic. It's just because I've bothered to learn how, and I've got a good psychic connection. If you're psychic enough to go and perceive these things and so-called ghost hunt them, then you're psychic enough to ascend them, and you've got no excuse for being an asshole.
Yeah.
That's my
I love that. That's so funny. Someone asked me to go ghost hunting once and like film it and all this shit. And I was like, no. I'm like, that's not for me. I don't like that shit. That's not how I channel. That's not how what I'm all about. So as soon as I saw that as something that you've talked about before, I was like, I have to get your perspective because it's no good. It's no good. Let's just say that.
unsafe, really
It
unsafe.
is.
Like, you can get spirits jump into you. I
Yeah.
saw this awful thing of, there's a family that ghost hunt. They take their 2 little kids, and I saw a snippet of it, and their kids were fucking crying and terrified. And I'm like, have fun with your mystery illnesses and potentially cancer as they get older, because you're literally walking around. Kids have a lot more of a brighter light than adults, right? So if there is spirits are going to jump in anywhere, they're going to fucking jump into the kids. And I just honestly, again, my whole body is vibrating because it outraged me so much, and I just couldn't believe that people are in this day and age, with all the information that it's about, I couldn't believe that people are that fucking stupid and that they're that desperate for TV ratings that they would literally risk their lives, because it is risking the lives of your kids. Anyone listening who has spirit attractions or haunted house or whatever, don't worry, you can get rid of it. It's not that scary. I am being a little dramatic, but if you're unaware of it and you don't fucking know that there's loads of shit attaching to your kids, it is endangering their life. One of these spirits that is attached to their kid might just floof them out into the road in front of a car. Like, you don't fucking know. It drives me. So if there's any ghost hunters listening that would like to learn spirit ascension, come find me. I'll come on your show. I'll ascend the fucking spirits.
I
Literally.
love that. I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, before we go into Jade's questions, I have to ask, how can everyone connect with you if they do want to find you to teach them about all the things?
So I was just laughing because I'm really looking forward to Jade's questions.
They're good.
I can't wait what they are. So I'm on Instagram, Natty Beats. So Natty Beats with 2 T's. My website's nattybeats.com. TikTok's nattybeats7. And if you guys want to have your own experiences of this instead of just listening to me, my YouTube is more with Natty, and I have full channeled psychic sessions on there that guide you through safe astral and psychic experiences. One of them is literally called Are You Psychic? So if you want to see whether you're psychic, you want to see if you have psychic abilities, go and have fun on my YouTube. I'm all about people experiencing things rather than just listening to me chat shit. So
Yeah, I love that. Amazing. And I'll put all your details in the show notes so everyone can find you anyway. All right, here's your 3 questions. Your first one is, what is the worst ingredient someone can put in their sandwich?
Crisps. I used to love crisps. It makes me gibby. So when I was a kid, I used to love crisps. I used to love crisp sandwiches. Something has switched. I mean, I'm autistic and ADHD, so things switch with me quite a lot and don't make logical sense. But now I can't remember where the fuck in the summer I saw someone eating a crisp sandwich, and I was like, I used to have them, and I was watching them eat it, and I was like, oh mate, it was giving me gippy. Like the sharp crisps in the soft, like you don't know where the sharp is, you don't know where the soft is. It could go in your gums. It full gipped my autism out. I was like, I can't. Yeah, so there you go, crisps.
Oh my God, that's full on. And that's not even like, that wouldn't even be much of a thing. Like you'd have to have a very acquired taste, or like, have a very like specific being called to putting the chips in there. Like that's not a standard thing.
Where I grew up, it's a completely normal thing in England.
No way. Yeah, that's not a thing here. Like, it's not so much. Like, that would be quite interesting if I saw somebody putting their potato chips in their sandwich. Like, that's a lot.
Why now? You and Jade both need that's yours.
I'm going to have a cut lip and all sorts of things. Oh my God, I love it. Okay. If you had to marry a cartoon character, who would it be?
Probably Eric Cartman.
I don't even know who that is.
From South Park.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That one. Yeah. So I'm just most important thing to me in a relationship is that someone that makes me fucking laugh all the time, and they need to be able to keep up with my banter. So yeah, probably Cotton.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, I love that. Okay, this is really weird. Would you rather have 2-minute noodles as your hair or sweat mayonnaise?
2-minute noodles as hair, mate. That shit would be lit. What the fuck? Why is that even an either or? I would choose that as a life choice. Like if we were in a fucking video game and we could press a button and be like, look at my noodle hair, that would be sick, no? Does she think that's a bad thing?
Get a bit hungry, just have a bit of a chew. It'll grow back.
Yeah, I used to be a hair eater when I was a kid anyway. So yeah, like noodles all the time.
I love that.
Can we do that tomorrow?
I love that. So good. Well, thank you so much for being here. It's been so awesome to chat to you.
Thank you for having me. It's great thing to get up for at 5:45 a.m. in the morning for. Well worth it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.